This is something that's dear to me. I feel like it's actually very crucial for all men to hear. I recently heard someone talk about men don't need purpose, that what they really need is a woman. But the way it was presented was completely off, and to me, it was inverted. How are you gonna be able to have a woman, right? In my opinion, you have no purpose even talking to a woman. You have no purpose even having children. If you're not built on your cornerstone and you don't have a purpose, the last thing even kids need is to grow up in a karmic situation. That's not fair to nobody. Okay, you're not a man because you have a child. You should be a man before you have a child. You're not a father because you have a child. You're a father because you take care of your child. And I know you know everything. Bear with me. I didn't really plan this, so have some fucking patience. You can't have that kind of woman, a real divine woman, the kind that completes, the kind that grounds, the kind that inspires, without you first having your own cornerstone and purpose, without having your own alignment with God. And I'm not talking about, ooh, church kind of God. That's not what I'm fucking talking about. I'm talking about a true connection and integration with your highest self. Without that foundation, I promise you, nothing will hold. I am living proof. Nothing will hold. A lot of us, we're Terra Noving. A lot of us are in alignment and we're ready to deploy and execute. I'm here to tell you right now, a man without purpose is lost. A man with purpose moves worlds. A lot of us been in isolation. Looks like we're not doing nothing. No, we had to clear a lot. We had to heal. And that, while other people are running to and fro, busting nuts, getting in relationships, having oops babies, and hiding behind it as if it was a purpose. It's sad, it really is. In my opinion, purpose wasn't optional. Connection with God is not an option. Not for me. It was salvation. It kept me sturdy on my road. And I'm not talking about a surface level kind, but the inner guiding. I'm talking about morality, alignment. That is the true cornerstone of all masculinity. And again, I'm not talking about church attendance. I'm not talking about some bullshit slogans and religion. I'm talking about cultivating the wisdom, the integrity, and the kind of will that can only be carried through life and responsibility and legacy. Without it, I promise you, men are lost. Not because they aren't trying, but because they are misaligned with the forces that make men whole. Do you hear me? Healing and shadow work is the base level. I'm not talking about that. Everybody needs to do that, okay? I'm not talking about that. That's graduation. Healing is baseline. Alignment with God is the crown. Yes, everyone has wounds to resolve, but maturity, talking about being a king and the ability to steward life, comes from structure. It comes from alignment. It comes from the cultivation of your own inner power, not just therapy or reflections. Man can be healed and still have no direction. Healing alone is not enough. This is why a lot of men are creating chaos in the world. People are having children without being ready to lead, without being ready to contain themselves, without being capable of care and responsibility. Masculinity comes first before parenthood. Parenthood comes after mastery. Man must exist first in his purpose before he brings any life into this world. Otherwise, he is outsourcing his destiny to impulse. Children are not your purpose. They are your responsibility that you have earned. Those of us who have built ourselves on the cornerstone of the divine alignment and structure, those who have cultivated in discipline, will notice something very remarkable. We can stay in our spaces quiet, unseen, and unshakable. But when we do move out of this isolation that we have been prepared in, you best believe we move worlds. They shift. That's not arrogance. That's containment. That's power. That is grounded. That's impact that does not leak energy. A man grounded in his purpose doesn't leak energy. He shifts reality. Most will not even come close to even finishing this video or understanding what the fuck I'm talking about. Most will chase shortcuts, external validation, a quick bust, inverted narratives, but those who do understand, they know the truth. That structure, discipline, and purpose are the true markers of a king. Without an inner law, even healed men remain dangerous to themselves. Alignment with something higher is the only true armor a man truly needs. And when you're aligned, everything else will come into place. Okay? You gotta have structure. I don't care if you like me. I'm clearly not a crowd favorite. You have no business even getting in a relationship if you don't have structure for yourself. You have no business having children if you have no structure for yourself. It ain't complicated. Come into alignment. We need you. Stockman are out. And just for the biofracted binary people listening, I never said women don't make things better. In fact, women make all things better. They multiply, they expand. But when men don't have potential like a seed, what are they gonna expand upon except for fucking chaos and distortion and going in circles?
Thank you for joining me on this magical adventure.